You're listening to the Raw Reaction on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
Welcome to the National Championship edition of Raw Reaction. I am Angry Tensai, and I'm joined by my good friend, Big Vic, Victor himself. What's up, Vic?
Not too much, brother. Just taking in some non-BCS National Championship game in between Raw commercials here. And it looks like this game will probably be ending at probably about the same time we end this podcast in about an hour and a half.
And I'm sure we have more viewers tonight on this podcast than the National Championship for sure. Now, for those of you tonight that are a little worried about our production value, we do apologize. Our very own Violent K, Killer Kev, was arrested this week for a domestic. And this is my first night both producing and being on the show. So I'm going to try my hand at this. So I apologize in advance for any breaks in action tonight. Are you excited?
You know what? I'm very stoked, and what I must say is, Kev, you were totally in the right with everything you did. I completely agree with everything you did, and I didn't mind posting bail for you.
You better recognize.
There's a little Kevin Nash in all of us. That's for sure. Well, you know what, Big Dick? I don't want to steal your thunder as we start the show. I do think Raw recovered this week. I thought tonight was a good show, although I didn't like all the outcomes of everything. I thought tonight brought the show back on track, and we have a little visibility of kind of what they're thinking. So I was good with today's show. I would give it maybe a 7 or 8 out of 10. I enjoyed the show. We'll talk about what we did and didn't like tonight. Overall, I have to ask you, what did you think of the show?
There were parts I liked. There were parts I did not like. I'd probably give it a 6 to 7. Mm-hmm. I hated the John Cena promo at the start of the show. Absolutely hated it. I hated that and the first match. Let's see here. John Cena, he talks about, what I'm going to do, I'm going to win at Royal Rumble, and then go away, and your championship will be gone forever. Wait a second. I think I've seen the championship belt about 3 times in the last 8 months since Brock Lesnar won it. So, you know what? You could go away, come back every third pay-per-view, and it's the exact same thing as we have now. And to make matters worse, we have him threatening to take his ball and go home. Wasn't that what CM Punk did about 2 years ago?
I had moments where he couldn't even carry my jockstrap.
Yeah, I thought it was a little odd myself because it actually is a pretty good plan, I think. I know what you're saying about that's what Lesnar's doing now, but if you were going to do something, why would you tell them your plan before you're going to do it? I just thought that was a little odd.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, hey, you know what? Then Triple H can get involved, or then he wins. And then I hate even more the stipulation to get them their jobs back. Okay, wow. They've been fired for 6 days now on the WWE alumni site. And guess what? John Cena's wrestling for their jobs right now, like the first match of Raw. Like, geez, yeah. Like stipulate that firing, that was a really big deal, really impactful. I mean, it was supposed to like ruin their lives, and they didn't get their severance packages, we heard, and all that stuff. And what do you get out of it? No, 6 days later, okay, Cena wins a match against some odds, and they have their jobs back.
Well, that's what's weird, because if the whole thing was weird to your point. So if the Lumberjacks get into the ring, technically it was never announced it was a no disqualification match, so that would result in Rollins being disqualified and Cena getting the championship match, or getting them back. And if Cena small packaged Rollins in the middle of the ring, the ref's got to count the 3 for the most part, depending on where he's positioned in the ring. It just seems like too much risk. And what did the Authority get out of it? Like, they didn't get anything to give Cena that opportunity. I know, I guess the thought is, well, they're just screwing with him and they were having fun with him, but that seems like an awfully big risk to screw with someone, don't you think?
Yeah, I would think that he has to like give up his championships shot or something like that. But no, there's really no downside for John Cena there. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of odds stacked against him. There were 13 wrestlers out there. I saw a Curtis Axel sighting, so good to know he's still on the roster.
That was stupid, by the way. Anyone who saw the breakup between Ryback and Axel, they basically left as like best friends. So Axel would never, like, his character, look at the way they broke up on Main Event. His character wouldn't do that to Ryback. That's like the whole basis of what their relationship was. They were like friends, and that was, you didn't see it on Raw because they never gave him TV time, but they did on the app, they did on Main Event, and just, I thought that was kind of inconsistent booking because Axel would be the last guy out there to screw over Ryback, and they didn't end that way. Even though one was a heel and one was a face, they were still interacting as friends on Main Event. I really didn't like Axel being out there. Cesaro is jaded himself, and he doesn't feel like he's getting a chance. Why would he help Vince McMahon after all the things Vince McMahon said about Cesaro not having it? And then there he is, Cesaro swinging Cena viciously into the wall. Cena really didn't do anything to him. I just thought the whole thing was weird. It was a good match. I really enjoyed the match, but I thought the setup was weird.
Fun. The stipulation and everything like that, absolutely hated it.
And Cena, this isn't your first rodeo. Why are you putting the STF on Rollins in the corner or on the side when you should be doing it in the middle of the ring? The whole placement, it was just odd, but I think Rollins for a heel, you know, and the idea it was a lumberjack match, he basically did all he could do. I think Rollins, you know, for as much as a heel can do, he wrestled a good match, and I thought he won as clean as he was going to be able to win over John Cena of all people. So it was a big win for Cena, but one thing you guys know from, you know, my opinions in the past, if Rollins is beating Cena fairly cleanly, there's no way he's going over at especially we'll get to the end of the show a little bit later, but there's no way he's going over at Royal Rumble, in my opinion. What do you think?
You know what? I just don't think he's ready yet. I mean, they're pushing him to the moon, and I love it, but I just don't know if he's ready to contend for a main event at WrestleMania.
I love where you set me up there about not being ready, because did you see the, like, it's like probably about a half an hour later after this match, Rollins is backstage bragging to J&J security about his big win, and Brock Lesnar comes up to Rollins and basically just gets in his face, and Paul Heyman goes off about, you know, it's in his best interest to work together with Lesnar, whatever. The bottom line, though, was, I mean, honestly, even the markiest of marks for Seth Rollins or, you know, talented wrestlers and young up-and-comers, everybody knows deep down in their hearts Rollins was so out of his league. I mean, they shouldn't even been on the same screen together. And I love how Heyman puts over who Brock is. No one's ever done that. NCAA champion, UFC champion, and world champion, let alone two of them. Love that so much. And it's true. And I mean, what did you think in that moment? Didn't you think that to yourself? I'm like, why is Rollins even on screen with Lesnar?
Yeah, I mean, it's like having a Heyman versus J&J Security, as like having them matched up as personalities.
Right.
It was just, I mean, Rollins, don't get me wrong, having a Heyman versus, I think that he's gonna have a swerve, and I think he's gonna win the title at some point before the next Money in the Bank pay-per-view. But I don't think it's at Royal Rumble, and I don't think he's in the main event at Royal Rumble. I think it might be the Monday after
WrestleMania. You mean, yeah,
or Monday after WrestleMania. It might be the next pay-per-view, but I just don't think it is at WrestleMania.
Why did he not cash in at the end of the show when he had both Cena and Lesnar down on curb stomps? Why in the world did he not cash in right there?
Because, I mean, what does he have? It's actually probably a smart move because he did it. Because then he's in the same situation as Brock Lesnar, where, like JBL said, the math is not in their favor. wrestling two people, he doesn't have to get pinned. Why would you do that if you? I mean, he already has a shot.
That's actually, you know what? That's a good answer. The other thing I would have liked to have seen is Triple H kind of grab the suitcase real quick and be like, "Don't give it away for free," or something like that. Like just to explain away why Rollins, who's very opportunistic, wouldn't take the opportunity.
Yeah, but I mean, I could see him either trying to or actually using it at the end of the triple threat match. I just don't know. I just don't know how. I don't think he goes to the pay-per-view or to WrestleMania as the main eventer.
No way. He's not gonna make it out of that match. He's probably gonna try and cash it in after the match too, and still not win. There's no way Rollins. I get that they're pushing him to the main event, and that's cool, but he's going over in every single scenario possible. They're not gonna put the company on his back right now. WWE is very vulnerable. They really are as a company, and you need strong champions right now, and you cannot force people on the people. And I'm not saying Rollins is being forced, but it will happen organically. Kind of like RKO out of nowhere, or even Daniel Bryan tonight. Daniel Bryan's a great example. He came out and not only did he talk about his intentions of being in the Royal Rumble, but his intentions of winning the Royal Rumble. That brought Stephanie McMahon out to basically berate him, enter last year, and all the things that made him a B-plus player. And then she booked him with Kane for Thursday night. And Kane and Daniel Bryan had a very impromptu scuffle. And Daniel Bryan literally got, with the exception of his submission, he got all of his shit out. And he looked awesome, and the crowd absolutely ate it up. And part of me thought, I don't understand why he's this over, but it's legit. I mean, he really is really over. And
he has some badass moves. He has the Chris Benoit Memorial Headbutt.
Yeah.
He has the running knee thing. I mean, he has some cool moves. Like it's like him and Dean Ambrose are like my two favorite. Well, Dean Ambrose, and Ziggler, like my three favorite wrestlers as far as just like the move sets they have. I mean, they're just innovative with the stuff they come up with.
Yeah, but Bryan's really good on the mic too, and I mean, I think that he really knows how to play to the crowd. And at first, I thought he just got lucky with the yes, 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 yes gimmick, but he really, really is good. He knows how to play his role. And you know what, man? He's over. I mean, Roman Reigns, for instance, who we're hearing is going to be shot to the moon for WrestleMania and win the Royal Rumble, he's not over. He really isn't. Daniel Bryan, even I can see this. I mean, the crowd was going crazy. That was like an Attitude Era reaction he got from the crowd. And I just thought to myself, Vince McMahon must be in the back and being like, how the hell did this guy ever get to the level where he's getting stone cold like pops? And he is. Bryan, that crowd was going crazy. And they don't go crazy like that often. And I was very impressed. I really thought it was very impressive.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I think that, you know what? I'd actually like to see set up for WrestleMania. What? Daniel Bryan versus Rusev.
Oh no. I hope if that happens, Daniel Bryan taps him out in 1 minute. I hate Rusev, bro. I can't take it anymore.
Think about it, though. I mean, if Rusev has his undefeated streak, that's a good match because Daniel Bryan, hey, you know what? Who's going to be in the main event? There's going to be 2, maybe 3 wrestlers in the main event. I don't necessarily see it being Daniel Bryan.
It can't be Roman Reigns. They're really not going to do that, are they? I mean, this is worse than Batista. It's worse than Batista.
Yeah, but it could be Brock Lesnar. It could be John Cena. It could be Roman Reigns.
It's going to be RKO out of nowhere, dude. I'm telling you right now. It's going to be RKO out of nowhere.
I'd like to say RKO and Seth Rollins.
I think this whole thing is a sham. I think Brock Lesnar this is what I think is going to happen. Brock Lesnar is going to win the match at Royal Rumble, and then Seth Rollins is still going to try and cash in, and Brock Lesnar is going to beat him in the cash in, and Brock Lesnar is going to be unstoppable going to WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan somehow is going to get sidetracked out of WrestleMania with an incredible feud, and I don't know what that'll be, but RKO out of nowhere will come back for the Royal Rumble, and he will be the man. He will take a 15-minute ass whooping at WrestleMania, and then RKO out of nowhere, and he will win the title. You watch.
That would be
out of nowhere.
that would be nice. But I could also see. But the thing is, I mean, Orton's, don't get me wrong, I love what Orton's done the last couple of years, but he's not the type of person, he's the type of wrestler who needs the WWE, or who needs the main event at WrestleMania.
He does. I mean, he deserves it. He's been out of the main event picture for so long. And don't give me the crap that he was in it last year. That was Batista's main event.
Yeah, but I mean, hasn't he won a main event at WrestleMania? I'm trying to think. Maybe not.
I think he has. He must have.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's been around 15 years.
Yeah, he won the one where he actually put down Cena. Remember, he punted him in the head? It wasn't the last match, but it was the WWE title match for that WrestleMania. He punted him in the head and beat Triple H and Cena at the same time.
Okay, yeah, so I mean, he's won it. I mean, maybe not as a face, and that could be where we're going at, but I don't know. It'll be interesting. You gotta wonder, okay, who's coming back for this? I mean, it seems like they're pushing Bray Wyatt to the moon here, too. I mean,
that's cool.
But I mean, he's not going to be in a title match. Rollins is going to. He's going to put on a solid match, but I don't think he's in the title match. I think it's between Reigns, who I think would be a mistake to put him in. I mean, tonight was a marked improvement on his promos.
You think?
Compared to the other ones that we've seen.
I thought it was terrible.
It wasn't good by any means. But it was.
Listen, I enjoyed watching Luke Harper carry him for 10 minutes tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's
something's wrong with Roman Reigns. He's so off. Like, he's just off. And like, I don't know what happened when he went away, but when he left, like before he got hurt, like or whatever, I thought he was like pretty dominant. I thought he was pretty cool. And now I just look at him as like he's so lame, like Superman punch. Like, you're not Superman. You're like Roman Reigns.
Yeah. And like, you know what? I feel like whenever he's putting his little story together, I feel like that line, like those lines should have been coming out of The Rock's mouth. Like literally, like that should have been coming out of Rock's mouth. Only The Rock would make it a hell of a lot more entertaining, and you'd actually hear people like on the edge of their seats waiting to hear what he has to say.
Well, that's what makes Daniel Bryan good. He's really not saying anything, but he says it so passionately that it's interesting. You know, I mean.
Yeah, they're trying to make Roman Reigns a freaking Rock type face.
Well,
where
the new thing is, somebody told WWE, you need to character develop now, and all these guys are going out now and giving monologues about who they are. So now yeah, it really is. It really is like South Park. It really is exactly what South Park was saying they are. And you saw Ryback do his. You're seeing Daniel Bryan do his. And then shockingly, we are reintroduced to the Big Show. And I have to tell you something. At the start, I really enjoyed Big Show telling his parallel about his first day at work and explaining, everybody remembers their first day at work. And it was pretty cool how he outlined, my first day at work, I won the world title and I beat Hulk Hogan. And that really is true. And that is pretty awesome. However, he went on, and here's where I have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with a heel getting heat on the fans, but he basically called us all losers, and everybody in the crowd will never see the heights he saw, and that's kind of cool, like, if Seth Rollins did that right now, because he's been pretty unstoppable, or Brock Lesnar. But Big Show, you haven't done anything of note in the last decade. You've done nothing. You're so overexposed. You've lost so many big matches. If you had a creative control clause in your contract, you should have used it a while ago. I mean, the guy is the 2015 version of the Job Squad. No one takes you seriously, dude. And to just basically call us all losers, that's a joke because it takes one to know one. And I don't mind the heels getting heat on the fans. That's funny, in my opinion. But it just doesn't mean anything coming from Big Show because he's like a joke.
Yeah, I was waiting for Mark Henry to come out as a face, just because it seems like over the last 2 years they've been Big Show heel, Big Show face, Big Show heel, Big Show face, and same thing with Mark Henry, just heel face every 3 months.
I like when Triple H calls us losers, because he's a good example of he's pretty much buried everyone. He's won the world title a million times and
he runs a company.
Yeah, I mean he really is a great success story. So I kind of like when he calls us losers. I'm not accepting that from Big Show. I won't accept it from Big Show.
Like Triple H or JBL, I think can get away with calling us losers.
I'll take those too. I will not accept it.
Is JBL a Hall of Famer? I was wondering about that tonight.
He will be. I mean, he definitely will be.
I think this is a year. They need to put the APA in the Hall of Fame this year.
Well, Ron Simmons is definitely going to go in. I don't think JBL is going to go in just yet, although he certainly has the resume too.
Yeah, I think you got to put them in together because they're still friends. I mean, Simmons is still a booking agent, so I mean, they're still on the road together.
I think it would be a good move, personally. I mean, I don't know. I agree with you. I wouldn't. I have no. You know, the Acolyte's my favorite tag team of all time. They're probably my two favorite wrestlers together of all time.
Ascension.
What's that?
What about the Ascension? They're not your favorite tag team of all time?
I like the Ascension, and I'm going to tell you something. I want to remember what I was. Let's go there. So remember what we were all talking about last week, folks, about the Ascension. I said, it seems like there's somebody in the back not pulling for the Ascension, and it seems like they're being set up. They went from the highest of the highs, Macho Man. The place gives a standing ovation, Randy Savage chant. The crowd spent emotionally, and then you cut right to the Ascension. I thought that was bullshit, and it was bad booking for a new team. You stole their heat immediately, putting them up after the Randy Savage match against literally who can't see. By the way, before I say this, Ohio State is absolutely dominating Oregon physically, but you know what? I mean, Oregon's just getting humiliated. These guys are just getting beaten down. Folks, the Big Ten, there's a lot of listeners here that like SEC football, and I know there's some,
oh, sorry.
Yes. The Big Ten is a sledgehammer, man. This is line up 11 guys and run into the offensive line football. And I love the Big Ten. I'm so glad that my precious Rutgers is a winning team, a bowl winning team in the Big Ten. This sledgehammer with a third string quarterback is about to take down these very soft, flightless Ducks here in Oregon. That's all I have to say. And it's 4th down and 11, 35-20, fourth quarter, 2:53 to go. And the dream is about to end right here. And it's over. Ohio State basically got the ball back and won. Back to the Ascension. And here's where I'm furious. These guys had to come on after the Savage thing. And literally there was like a big guy and a really, really, really little guy. And a really little guy who, I kid you not, was like 5'3". A little tiny guy. I mean, he must have been like 130, 140 pounds. So immediately Connor, Victor, one of them knocks the big guy off the apron. And it's literally the two of them against this little tiny guy. And JBL goes out of his way to absolutely bury the Ascension as being a joke again. Something's up here, man. Who did these guys piss off? They're being treated like public enemy.
You know what I think you could do to get them, and this is what I could see. Now that they added, what is it, the superpowers they said? Not the mega powers.
No, Barbarian and Warlord.
Okay. They added them this week. So they're, you know what I think happens, and this is some creative booking here, and which would go by JBL burying them. I think one week they drop better than Harlem Heat, better than the APA. And I think you can get maybe a WrestleMania match with Booker T, who's now announcing for the King, and JBL versus the Ascension. That would put them over as heels, a big ass kicking for them. That would put them over as heels big time.
That would be awesome. I would enjoy that.
Vince, call me. Need some more ideas.
Well,
I don't know what they're doing with it.
I think it's weird how they keep saying, well, who have they beaten? Who have they beaten? Are they just forgetting that the Ascension came out and beat Mizdow convincingly, like immediately? Like they killed them.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing I don't understand is, if they were wrestling jobbers like every single week, that's fine. And you know what? That's fine. Bury them on Raw. But shit. Mizdow were the tag team champions. And
but that was bullshit. That little guy. Dude, any writer, that was wrong. That was wrong. And Seth Draken's actually saying this in the chat room as well right now. He's saying, there's people in the WWE that don't like people in NXT overshadowing them, so Ascension's dealing with it. I agree. I don't know listen, let's be honest. Brock Lesnar tonight, he's, you could see it tonight. All these guys down in NXT, yeah, they have a lot of talent. They're not Brock Lesnar's. But the Ascension in their NXT form truly were the best tag team around, at least on WWE TV. let's take any other federation out of it. So therefore, they should be treated as such. And the fact that they're wrestling the little 108, like literally JBL goes, I'm not taking this match seriously. This guy's no bigger than Hornswoggle. Then dude, don't put it on TV. You know what? The bookers, that's bullshit. It's like you invest all this time.
Matadors at least. Or Sin Cara and Sin Cara Blanca.
Dude, the Ascension made the most though of their TV time tonight. And they did look awesome, regardless of who it was against. They did look good. So at least for that, they didn't mess up their moves. They were fluid, and they made the most of the situation they were put in. So that's good.
Yeah, I'd like to see the what's that? The end of days move. I'd like to see it in slow motion. Actually, see how that works. I've seen it.
The Fall of Man.
Is that what it is? Okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, the Fall of Man is the exact same move that the Eliminators in ECW used. The total elimination. I could be wrong though. It's very similar.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a pretty cool move, but
it is cool.
There's a lot of moving body parts, and I don't know. I feel like I need to watch it again. Watch it again in slow motion just to see.
Well, when Mizdow purposely doesn't sell it, and just dies in the move, it doesn't look very good on TV. But that's why workers have to work together.
Yeah.
But other than that, we're getting a message here from Angry Marks. Killer Kev from prison just texted total elimination was a leg sweep and an enziguri. Then I stand corrected. But that was a pretty cool move too. I'm glad to see Killer Kev checking in from the prison cell. But Miz got back on track tonight. He got a win over Jey Uso. So Mizdow in their form got a win. I did very much enjoy Damian Sandow selling on the outside. He was just ridiculously over the top tonight. It was very funny. But Miz won pretty convincingly.
Better. I mean, I don't want to say like the last week or two, but over like the last like month or so, it seems like Mizdow's really going or Damian Mizdow really going over the top with this, and it's pretty funny to watch. I don't know if he's gotten better or what the deal is, but he's just really just like you said, just over the top with this and just pretty freaking hilarious.
I have a question. Could the Ascension get released?
No.
I hope not.
You can't release it for a bad storyline. I mean, shit, Curtis Axel still has his job.
There's an interesting thing developing here. Is Ohio State going to take a knee, or are they going to run up the score here on Oregon? It serves Oregon right if Ohio State runs up the score on Oregon, because Oregon did it to so many teams, and I want to see Ohio State punch it right up the middle. But you know what? I think Urban Meyer might have more class than that. Oh, maybe he will not, because they're
no, just Urban Meyer. And who's gonna be a quarterback? He's gonna sneak it in.
Oregon is so out of their league because Pac-10 football sucks. It's soft passing offenses. It's like
the SEC. Oh wait,
the Pac-12 is like the TNA, man. It really is. And Big Ten's like WWE, man. It's the big leagues. Here you go. There you go. Look at that sledgehammer. Look at Ohio State go Ascension style right up the middle. Look at that sledgehammer running up the score on Oregon. There you go.
Wow.
Ohio State running up the score. There's no place for it. I love it.
That's awesome because Urban Meyer, they had to win, and he's just like, you know what? There's 50 seconds left. We can take a knee and be done with it. Nah, let's put it in the end zone.
Oregon's done this to everybody for the last couple of years. It serves them right. And this is the second national championship. They absolutely gotten their asses kicked by big and real teams that run the football. They're a gimmick, and they're a gimmick offense. They're never going to win a title. Chip Kelly's guys are all gone now. Nice knowing you, Oregon. You have really sweet and nice uniforms. They're just TNA Junior, man. They're TNA Light. So anyway, back to the show. But it's an exciting night. You have a good Raw. You have the national championship. Things are good. The Divas match. What'd you think about, oh, you know what? I want to talk about, before we get to the Divas match, I want to talk about another tag team match. Now that we know that Miz wasn't a, tag team match, but for all intents and purposes it was. So, Miz and Sandow get a win regardless of who won it. Ascension goes over. And then the other tag team match tonight was a New Day versus Cesaro and Kid. I was very, very upset that Kid and Cesaro lost tonight. I was surprised by that. The New Day continues to be on a roll.
Yeah. I don't know about this this whole New Day thing. I'm not really sure how to justify pushing these guys. I think they should be about a half a rung on the ladder above Los Matadors. But I don't know. I mean, what are they pushing them as? A tag team, or a 3-man team, or I don't really understand what's going on there. Like,
I don't know, but I heard Cardell Jones of Ohio State's joining New Day.
Really, that is quite interesting. I heard they're actually looking for, similar to the NWO had Eric Bischoff, I heard they're looking for a new announcer to announce for the New Day. Would you like to take a guess on who it is out of the three from Raw?
Titus O'Neil?
No, Booker T. Washington.
Irrigator?
Booker T. Washington High School.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's their school mascot, or that's the school that they're sponsoring.
Well, it is a New Day. Well, the New Day gets a win. I was surprised Cesaro and Kid lost already.
I don't know what they're doing. I mean, I feel like Kid...
They matched.
Yeah, I feel like Kid gets like more FaceTime on Raw and does less with it than pretty much anybody but like Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and John Cena. Like, because he's out there for his match. He's on Total Divas, and he's out there for the women's match later on the night with Paige.
Yeah, Kid gets a lot of airtime for sure, which I like. But you know, it's funny. I was looking at those North American wrestling ratings. They compile all the matches and they put them up on the internet. And Tyson Kidd and Dolph Ziggler have wrestled so many more matches than like anyone else between NXT and WWE. WWE just exposes the hell out of them, and people like them. You know, I think Kidd. I think you'd be hard pressed to find somebody who thinks Kidd sucks, because he doesn't. He's entertaining. He's funny. His character changes quite often. Dolph Ziggler hasn't changed at all. He's exactly the same as he's been since the beginning, essentially, outside of like after Spirit Squad. You know. And he's awesome. So it's all good. It's all cool. It's all good. So
yeah, I feel like Kid's a gimmick away from making it, like, really making it happen. Like, I don't like the gimmicks he's been given.
Well, I don't know. I thought I like Kid's little Bella lover angle he's got going right now. I think it's pretty cool.
I don't know. I think that's just something to sort of keep him on TV, keep him in the mainstream. I think that there needs to be. I don't know what the rivalry is, but there needs to be something that elevates them.
I love that Marcus Mariota's career just ended on an interception. What a fluke. What hype that guy was. What absolute hype. He played a soft ACC Florida State team, and here he is against a real sledgehammer team. And be lucky, Ohio State, that you didn't, or not, excuse me, Ohio State. Be lucky, Oregon, that this wasn't Alabama. Now, Ohio State is better than Alabama, but Alabama can explode very quickly, and they would have beaten Oregon 90-0. I absolutely love this. This is a great night. Raw puts on a good show.
Did they have 5 turnovers?
Who cares? They're out of their league. They're playing a tough team, a team that can hit.
Yeah.
Look at Mariota. There goes your money, kid.
I'm just amazed. There's like 5 turnovers, and they still won. And dominated.
He's going to slip. He is not going to go top 5. I don't care what Mel Kiper says and all the services say. He's not going to go top 5, especially if you're right and Cardell Jones is included. You go with the prototype NFL quarterbacks, man. You go with big guys that are durable. That's why Ben Roethlisberger and Cam Newton are great quarterbacks to have. They're big, strong guys that are going to be durable. You cannot take a smaller guy. I mean, Russell Wilson is the exception to the rule.
Yeah, because he works his freaking ass off.
Right. Well, anyway, back to the show. What else did we have? The Divas match. I like Paige's new attire. I like the fishnets. Those are cool.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on here. I don't know who, and I don't follow Divas wrestling enough, and I don't watch Total Divas. But who was the face team out of the Bellas and Paige and Natalie?
Who was the what?
Who was the face team out of them? I thought they were both heel teams.
I believe Paige and Natalia are faces.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I guess that could be the case because Tyson Kidd is sort of the heel as what's her name? Natalia's entourage. So I guess that makes sense.
Out there, Nikki Bella gives me that tingle.
Oh, Nikki Bella makes me very, very happy. John Cena is a lucky man.
You know what? That's what happens when you're at the top of the WWF ladder.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Brie is okay, but B's the type of girl who goes with who gets a B+ player.
I'm surprised you actually brought her up. The grotesque third Bella, B Bella, because you have Nikki Bella, Brie Bella, and B Bella. B Bella is not very attractive. I'm surprised they brought her out tonight on the app.
No, I try not to. She was on Total Divas. She's making a cameo appearance this week coming up.
Tyson Kidd cost Paige her match. I thought that was hysterical. There was no reason for him to get in the apron and get in the ring, and Brie Bella rolled her up and won. Paige slapped Kidd in the face, but man, I love the way she sold that. She looked like she wanted to absolutely kill him. It was great. It was really funny.
It's literally like, what the hell are you doing?
It was just stupid. It was like, he shouldn't even have been out there. There was no reason for him to be out there. It wasn't his wife wrestling. It was so stupid. And he's out there with his beats.
They explained it. They're like, oh, they're friends. I'm like, okay, great. Well, hey, I mean, the Usos are out, or aren't out there with the one Uso's wife is out there in matches, and her husband isn't out there. Why is Tyson Kidd out there?
Why does he have beats?
Oh, that's Buckeye beads or whatever the heck they are.
Beats by Dre, but why does he have them?
Oh shit! I thought you were talking about beads.
And what's he listening to?
I don't know. I assume like some club music.
Oh, definitely. He does kind of look like a DJ.
Yeah, he looks like he's waiting in line he's waiting in line to get into Karma.
So I missed this note. We got a note from the Raw Reaction production team, and they said on Raw Reaction next week it will be the nude day. It will be a nude day on Raw Reaction.
Nice. Did you bring your razor?
Wrestling guy, Kentucky, 35. Well, what are you gonna
wrestling guy?
What are you gonna do with the razor? Well, I was gonna shave you. You said you wanted to be shaved. Okay. Well, maybe we can just take it so. Whatever you want, honey. I just thought I would hold you and caress you, and then we'll take it from there. Not so fast. I'm Chris Hansen, and this is Dateline NBC. Love that.
Oh, man. That guy's day went from pretty crappy to really crappy.
What do you do when Chris Hansen walks in the room? It's just over. I think you do RKO out of nowhere. Just try to get a little fan support. You know how people will be like, yeah, that guy's a perv, and that's not cool what he did. But it was pretty funny that he RKO'd Hansen out of nowhere.
You know what? Whenever I go over to meet with young teenage girls that I meet on the internet, I always bring a picture of Chris Hansen and pen, just in case he's there and he pops out. You're like,
Brilliant.
Well, I had a feeling this was going to happen, and I bust out the picture. Like, I just wanted to get an autograph.
It's brilliant. Well,
I mean, how do you rest that? You don't.
You don't, but RKO out of nowhere saves some face. Oh, look at LeBron James. What is he doing on the field of Ohio State? He didn't go to college.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say, he didn't even go to, I think he grew up in Ohio. So
Akron. LeBron, yeah, he should be supporting Akron. Maybe LeBron James will join a nude day.
He could. I'm looking forward to a nude day.
I'm very excited about a nude day. Now I'm trying to think. I think that covers all the matches. Am I missing anything tonight? I mean, that was really, I thought it was a good show.
We had the contract signing at the end.
Well, we covered that basically a little bit. Just kind of, I mean, I don't really know where they're necessarily going with that. In a sense, is Cena and Lesnar going to work together?
I don't think so. I mean, I think that, because, I mean, shoot, one's a good guy, one's a bad guy.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know what I want to talk about? I remember. You know what? We forgot about Ambrose versus Rusev. And I don't want to forget this. So Ambrose had skits all night about his mental stability, and he's supposedly like kind of, like an idiot savant. He can, he's very sly. He's very, very cerebral in his approach, and he was able to reverse his counseling session on the counselor, which I thought was pretty funny. And the counselor was opening up to him and crying, and Ambrose basically called him a jack off when he was done. The thing I didn't like about I did like those segments because it showed the humor of Dean Ambrose and what he can do. But I didn't like the match versus Rusev that was kind of booked impromptu. We might as well just go ahead and call Rusev Ruspak because really, it's enough's enough. Rusev is not over. He's not hated as a heel. He has true go away heat. Let's just be dead honest. He has true you suck so bad heat that we cannot take you on TV. And if WWE wants to absolutely kill the wrestling federation, then why don't you go ahead and put Roman Reigns versus Rusev as your main event at WrestleMania and just literally bury the federation in one day.
That would be worse than Lesnar and Goldberg, and they're both of their go away matches.
Dude, I actually was excited about that match when it was booked. But anyway, Ambrose basically can't continue in the match because of an injury. And
you know what I don't like? Again, with repeating storylines, this Ambrose on the guy's couch, number one, that guy, was that the same guy who was doing the mediation or whatever between Daniel Bryan and Kane when they were Team Hell No?
I do not think that was Dr. Shelby. I'm pretty sure it was not.
I think that might be the same couch, though.
It could be. But I'll be honest with you, Dean Ambrose deserves better. I think he is more talented than Seth Rollins all around, and I don't understand why Ambrose literally loses every match of every pay-per-view feud and every big match he's in. I think he loses them because, like you said, he is better than Seth Rollins. Well, what are they waiting for? I mean, really, what are they waiting for? There's no reason Dean Ambrose can't be in a lead heel role, or a lead face role. Like, he can do it all. I mean, what the hell are they waiting for?
I think he'd definitely be a lead face. I mean, he is completely over. Even, they booked him into the ground over the last 3 months, and he's still, outside of John Cena and Daniel Bryan, probably the top face there is.
I agree. But he wasn't on the Survivor Series team. He's been left out of many key angles. He hasn't had a shot at the title.
Survivor Series, no.
What?
They put him in the main event versus Rollins, no.
I understand that, but I don't know. I just think he deserves more. I think he really deserves more. And honestly, Bray Wyatt as a heel going over Ambrose should have. He's a more demonic, more believable, more durable worker than Bray Wyatt. I like Bray Wyatt, don't get me wrong, but Dean Ambrose is light years beyond Bray Wyatt, in my opinion. Bray Wyatt's gimmick is great, but his promos are getting crazier and crazier. See, I know you didn't like the John Cena promos. I actually like those, and I understood why, because he was trying to rage against the WWE machine. But now it's getting to the point where I just don't understand Bray Wyatt, and he's getting to the point where he's crazy, which they're going on dangerous ground, because if he gets to be absolutely crazy, it's going to be stupid. And I think that's because that's kind of what Luke Harper is. And I don't think they should book Bray Wyatt that way. And I think Ambrose, his craziness is almost brilliance. He's just like Jericho. He's a man of many faces. And I like that about Ambrose. He has true depth. He is modern day Roddy Piper. And
I like your analysis of comparing him to Jericho.
He is. I mean, there's some similarities. He's a little more out there than Jericho, but I mean, he's funny. He really is funny. And I don't know. I was disappointed to see him. I truly thought Rusev was dead tonight. I'm like, finally, they're going to end this guy. Because Ambrose is on another level than Rusev. I think we can all agree on that. And to watch him get beat up.
Built up this damn streak so much with Rusev that it almost has to be an event that it ends. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you do it. I almost feel like they're booking it. They're trying to make him one of the 5 main events at WrestleMania this year. Right. Rusev's undefeated, and that's his big spiel. But I mean, I think they just need to let it go away quietly. You know what? Let him have his run. Let him go to Elimination Chamber, and then lose to Daniel Bryan or something, and push Daniel Bryan into the push Daniel Bryan into one of like the couple like 2-3 big matches at the pay-per-view for WrestleMania and put Rusev in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Well, I guess we will see. That we'll see. I mean, who knows? But both of these men will be in the Royal Rumble, so it should be interesting from there. In the last segment, when we touched on this already, it was a contract signing, and it was really an odd contract signing, but it was cool all at the same time. John Cena basically got everybody hyped up about the main event. Rollins countered Brock Lesnar by saying, you don't know my resume and all things I've done. And he talks about things he's done. But Lesnar actually grabbed the mic and basically just called a spade a spade. He just basically told Rollins he was going to beat his ass. The major mistake was that Cena wound up attacking Lesnar and Rollins. But what was cool is Lesnar did belly to back suplexes on Rollins and Cena, and my God, Rollins, I mean, he folded him like an accordion. He flipped him like a child. It was really funny. I thought it was borderline dangerous how hard he flipped him.
I'm sorry, flip two? Say that one more time.
Lesnar belly to back Rollins, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
And it looked like unsafe. He flipped him so hard. But at the end of the day, because of all the melee, Rollins was able to get over on both guys. After Cena put Lesnar through a table with an F5 or an attitude adjustment, and Rollins curb stopped both of them, decided not to use the Money in the Bank. Kind of an odd ending, but it was a good segment nonetheless. But I think it assures us that Rollins will not walk away with the title. There's no way. He laid out both of those guys decisively.
Yeah, he looked too good tonight. I mean, hey, you know what? Put him over as a threat, an opportunistic wrestler, yes. Probably, I will give him credit. Since they broke up the Shield, he's probably developed more as a wrestler and a character more than anybody else in WWE. Hands down.
I guess, but I think he's had more opportunity, though. I mean, if you would have booked Ambrose in those same spots, I think he would be just as good, if not better.
No, I think you're right. Well, I don't know, though, because the only difference is, even if Ambrose, let's say Ambrose came out the same as Rollins, Ambrose was starting at a higher point, because Ambrose was sort of going in, like, with the Shield. He was sort of the leader of the Shield. He was sort of like the one who, everybody's like, WWE said hi on him. And then sort of as Shield progressed, it was more, Roman Reigns is going to be the big superstar now. Nobody ever was saying, I mean, don't get me wrong, I know the announcers were saying, he was the architect of the Shield, or he was the mastermind behind the Shield. But shit, that was just because Ambrose was the freaking cool lunatic, and Rollins was the future Rock. Or, I'm sorry, not Rollins, Reigns was the future Rock. So, I mean, they needed something for him. But, I mean, he's gone from being pretty much the third biggest threat in the Shield to probably, outside of Lesnar, the top heel, the top full-time heel.
Could be. I mean, we'll say. We're gonna say there's a lot to happen, and I think it's gonna be a good Royal Rumble. I think we still have to wait to see what happens next week. If you had to take early predictions for the title match and the Royal Rumble itself, I'll take them now. I'm gonna personally go out there and say Brock Lesnar walks out with the title, and I mean, I just don't see WWE booking Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar. I think that match could look foolish. And it's not because they don't want to give Daniel Bryan his WrestleMania moment again. I think it's just the optics of that match would be very odd, and I don't think it works. So I'm going to pick RKO out of nowhere, and he will go over at WrestleMania.
I like it. I like those picks a lot. I was going to say, for Royal Rumble, surprise comeback, RKO would definitely be the man.
He'll be there. He'll be there. I mean, you can't fault WWE if they go with Daniel Bryan. I mean, you can't fault them, but I mean, I think WWE's smart enough that if they do go with Daniel Bryan, they are not going to let Brock Lesnar walk out of Royal Rumble with the title. I think it's a bad idea. Guys, let's be honest. Seriously, like, you guys know Brock Lesnar.
then there's non-lethal wins. I mean, you have Tyson Kidd versus the Big Show or Sin Cara versus the Big Show, but I don't know. You got to be realistic about some of this stuff.
WWE has always wisely, carefully booked guys like Jericho, guys like Mysterio, and guys like Bryan when they have the title. And they have to do that when Daniel Bryan's the champion. And with all these new talented guys coming in WWE, you know, you have the ability to have a lot more. Bionic Iguana said Batista's gonna come back and win the Royal Rumble. Not this year. That's funny. But, that would be the ultimate FU from Vince to the fans. That would be awesome. He makes us go through Batista again. That would be great. Bionic Iguana is hysterical.
It didn't work. It didn't work last time. Maybe this time.
Yeah, why not? Let's see it again. But, it should be good. Now, anything you want to add before I hear we have a really special caller coming on the air?
Oh, wow. Tonight?
Yeah, I hear from the Kentucky State Penitentiary, which is a level 5 facility. We have Killer Kev on the line using his one phone call on Angry Marks. Killer Kev, are you there?
God damn it, do you realize how long I have been on hold? I don't have enough credit card for this.
I apologize, man. Dude, we don't want to get into the details, but we absolutely support you for what you did during that domestic. We support you.
She had it coming.
Exactly.
It wasn't even like that. It wasn't even like that at all. Nothing like that at all. I guarantee you this is all trumped up.
You didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
That seems to be consistent.
Stairs.
The gloves do not fit.
Yes, you must have quit. Now, let me ask you, Kev. I hear you got a really good lawyer and you're going to be back very soon to produce other Angry Mark shows. What do we have on tap for this week?
I haven't gotten the emails yet because I've been behind bars all weekend.
Literally. So you have no idea who's going to be on the Undisputed show?
No, let me, I don't know. Can you look that up for me?
How would I do that?
Well, you know, you go onto Facebook and in the Facebook search you type the Undisputed Wrestling Show.
Dolph Ziggler is going to be in the show this week.
Who?
Dolph Ziggler.
They got Dolph Ziggler?
He's fired now, so yes, of course, he can come on.
Wow. This is who for Angry Marks.
Everybody tune in tomorrow for Dolph Ziggler.
Wait a second. I do not believe my eyes. They have two guests, as you know they normally do. Dolph Ziggler is in the first hour, and for those of you old New Jersey Channel 9 fans, the amazing Kreskin will be on the second hour to bring to us the second hour special guest, none other than former WWE, WCW, and WCW United States champion, New Japan Pro Wrestling legend. I'm talking about the crippler Chris Benoit, aka Pegasus Kid, will be on the second hour. Wow. Via the amazing Kreskin.
Actually, no, we don't. Okay, I can't keep pretending anymore. Next week on tomorrow night on Undisputed Wrestling Show, we are going to have Headbanger Thrasher.
Is he better than Ascension? I haven't heard Ascension mention Headbangers yet.
You know what? We may have to ask him that.
Bionic Iguana said they're going to have Kurgan and Stevie Ray.
That's who we had last week.
You had Stevie Ray?
Not Stevie Ray, Stevie Ray Styles.
Wait a second.
Stevie... Now, no, hang on. It's not a Stevie Ray ripoff. He's a short, fat, white dude.
So wait a second. Is he like a mix between like Harlem Heat, Stevie Ray, and AJ Styles? No.
No, this guy, Stevie Ray Styles is the owner of First State Championship Wrestling, better known as 1CW. He started wrestling in the business actually about the same time as Stevie Ray did. But he's kept his name. He's not changed it because somebody else
told him that gimmick was taken.
Okay, if you're seriously going to confuse a short, fat, white dude with a 6'5", 300-pound, muscle-bound guy who's looking for Hulk Hogan.
There are some great moments on Angry Marks, and everyone knows that I'm a big old school WCW fan. And I truly marked out when you said Stevie Ray was on. I go, Stevie Ray. And you go, oh no, not that Stevie Ray. Stevie Ray Styles. And then Victor's reaction was great. Do not edit that out. That is gold. That is true, genuine laughter.
But no, it's not Stevie Ray. He's still out there looking for Hulk Hogan. It's Stevie Ray Styles, the owner of 1CW. We talked to him about his promotion, the charity work that he does, and how many guys that they've had come through the promotion over the years who've gone on to bigger and better things. So
that's cool. When you're 1CW,
to like worse and crappier things, like Marty Jannetty. Like I want to hear about like how he could like barely make it through a match.
Well, when you're 1CW, Vic, you're 1CW 3 Live.
I thought 1CW. I thought he said 1ZW. So like that would be like a Ryback onesie only for women.
Stevie Ray Styles, man, love that guy. Joey Styles.
That's impressive. That's impressive that somebody would actually go by those two names.
He's Stevie Ray. No, Angry Tensai, not that Stevie Ray. Stevie Ray Styles.
Or Stevie Ray Styles.
They're gonna have on Stephen Austin Smith next week. Steve Austin? No. It's Steve Austin Smith. Oh shit.
Called Steve Austin. Iguano.
Steve Williams Austin.
I like it. Well, anyway, great show today, folks. We appreciate it.
Congratulations to the Big Ten on your national championship.
Yes.
Home of the Rutgers University Scarlet Knights.
Yes.
Among others.
I like to think that Ohio State, I'd like to think Rutgers kind of won this national championship and was part of this, being in the same division as the Big Ten and Ohio State. So,
I mean, you know what? Rutgers held Ohio State to exactly as many points as Oregon did.
Rutgers did play on the same field as Ohio State this year. That did happen.
They also held it to as many points as Oregon did. So at least Rutgers has as good of a defense as Oregon.
That's for sure. I agree.
So what you're saying is Rutgers has finally found the perfect league to ride its coattails.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, listen, Big Ten could not win a national championship. Rutgers enters the fray. All of a sudden, they're winning national titles. Just saying.
Or, it could be the fact that, you had 6 SEC teams that all essentially knocked each other out.
Well, I know our very own Stevie Ray, Jesus, I meant Stevie J. That was actually not purposely done. Our very own Stevie J, being a Nebraska guy, I know he was very excited when Rutgers joined the Big Ten, and Stevie J called me up and said, you know something? Our conference is finally legitimate now that we have the Northeast influence and we have Rutgers. So, I'm glad we could do great things. I'm glad that is what's happening to the Big Ten. When Rutgers comes, success is not too far behind. So, good stuff for the Big Ten tonight. Congratulations to Rutgers and the Big Ten.
It's a turning point for recruiting and just Rutgers as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching greatness and I'm watching championship football on the field right now. And it looks to me like a Rutgers game. I don't see anything different about what's going on right now on the field than at Rutgers. It looks the same to me.
Except for the fact that Rutgers is usually the one storming the field instead of Ohio State.
Over something very trivial, like a win over a 4-4 team. Interesting.
Yes, we clinched a tie for third place in the A-10 division of football.
Enough. We had a great week. Kreskin tomorrow night. Stevie Ray Styles again. We'll be on second week in a row. It's going to be a great night. See you on Tuesday night. Kev, Mr. Big Dick, hit the music. Do. Bam, bam, Big Dick is the man. He is the man. If he can do it, no one can. Go Big Dick. Kill the Kev's in jail.
Hi, I'm Peter Griffin. You know, we've had a lot of laughs tonight, but I'll tell you